Hey everyone, it's Miss Frankie. I'm going to be talking about lesson 6.3, which is about making fractions into simplest form. When you make a fraction in simplest form, a lot of us know this as reducing. And it's the same concept, it's just using the term simplest form. So when I tell my students this, we talk about it being in the simple form of the fraction. It's as small as I can get it. So I have out here to the side the fraction 4/8. And I also have a picture of the fraction 4/8. One of the ways to decide if the fraction's in simplest form is to take a look at the picture of the fraction. So when I look at the fractions picture, I'm going to decide what of the lines that I might be able to take away to where I still have an equal number of lines, an equal number of sections, but it's the fewest parts, because right now there are 8 total parts, and I think I can probably get it lower than that. Well, here's what I mean by taking out and making it equal. If I took out this line, this whole section here and this whole section here would be a lot bigger than these sections, so I can't just take out that line. I could take out the middle line, but then I would still have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I feel like I might be able to take out another line or lines. If you look closely, I can take these out, and I'm going to be left with 1 piece here and 1 piece here, which then when I make this into a new fraction, this is going to be 1 piece out of 2 total pieces, which makes it 1/2. So I've gotten it into its simplest form possible. Now sometimes the fraction's already in simplest form. So take, for example, the fraction 1/3. If I look at my pieces that I have here, I have 1 piece, 2, 3 pieces. If I took out this line, this section would be really large compared to this section. If I took out this line, now this section would be really large compared to this one. So I cannot take this fraction and simplify it anymore. So 1/3 is in its simplest form. Another way to try to simplify fractions is to find the greatest common factor, which is called the GCF, greatest common factor. So how we do this is we list out all of the factors for the numbers in our fraction. I'm going to be using the fraction 6/8. So by listing the factors of 6, I have 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. Then I'm going to list the factors of 8. 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. Now the goal is to find the greatest number that they share. So the largest number they share. Well, when I'm looking through it, they share 1, but if I divide by 1, I'm going to get the same fraction. So I'm going to now look at 2. They both have 2. There's no other numbers that they share. They both don't have 3, they both don't have 4, 6, or 8. So I know that these are not my greatest common factor. Once I've found the GCF, I'm going to take my fraction and divide it by that number. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, I know that this is in simplest form because I found the largest number to take out of this fraction, and it ends up being in the smallest form possible. Another way that we've discussed is if I have a prime number, which is any number that only has 2 factors, one in itself, and that prime number cannot go into the other number. So 3 does not go into 4. Nothing times 3 is 4. Then I know that I'm in simplest form. Sometimes I end up with only prime numbers. So let's try another example. Let's go with, 4/6. So I'm going to list out the factors of both numbers. Once again, 1 times 4 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. We only have to list that one once. Then I'm going to list my 6 factors again. And I'm going to find the greatest common factor they both share. Well, going through, it looks like 2 is my greatest factor again. So I'm going to write 4/6 down again, and I'm going to divide that by 2. When I divide it by 2, 4 by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now you'll know that I have 2 prime numbers in my answer, which tells me 2/3 is in simplest form. I hope that helps with simplest form. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.